With the first pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Markelle Fultz from the University of Washington.
The moment for Markelle Fultz, who was on the junior varsity at DeMatha Catholic until his junior season in high school. An avid BMX biker, and now he loves to throw caution to the wind, and now he's going to have to be daring enough to try to lift the 76ers into a winning culture. What are the Sixers getting from Fultz, Jay?
Well, they're getting a guy who's got an NBA frame already. He's got great length, and he's a three-level scorer. He can score from deep, he can score in the middle game, and he can score at the rim. Great body balance. By far in this draft, the best pick-and-roll ball handler in the draft. He's essentially a James Harden clone on the offensive end. He's got a quick, high release on his shot. I think one of the things that's interesting about him, though, he has
a... With the second pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Lonzo Ball from UCLA.
See Lonzo with his dad and his brother and family and friends surrounding him on this moment that family always believed would happen. And as much hype as there's been around the big baller brand, as Jay alluded to, this guy was remarkable in terms of creating for his teammates. He led the nation in assists. He had the third most assists by any freshman in Division I history.
He's basically Jason Kidd. He's got that kind of size and length, and he's really incredible in transition. He gets up and down the floor. His ability to pass ahead is extraordinary. He's a terrific...
With the third pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Jason Tatum from Duke University.
This is the fourth straight year a Blue Devil has been selected in the top three as Jason Tatum follows suit behind Jabari Parker and Jahlil Okafor. And in Jason Tatum, going to Boston right now, and remember I told you at the top, a lot of teams talking in movement, but if you assume that he winds up and stays in Boston, it seems to me that they are probably getting the most polished scorer at this point right now available in the draft. Is that fair to say?
It's more than fair to say. I think Jason Tatum represents shooting. Of the prospects that were available right there, the best prospects, he is the best shooter and the best offensive player among Josh Jackson, De'Aaron Fox, and the like. He's smooth. He's long-armed, an isolation scorer. Shoots 85% from the free throw line, and you can put him down in the post. He can shoot over you. He can shoot out the three-point range, and that's something he's really improved. He's got a great fadeaway. He needs a little bit better defensive intensity, but I thought he was just scratching the surface of how good he's going to be. He missed the first 9 games of the season, but toward the end of the year, he was
Commissioner Silver.
With the fourth pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Josh Jackson from the University of Kansas.
Josh Jackson, a high-energy player, finished his one season with the Jayhawks, 13 double-doubles. That's most in a single season in Kansas' storied history. He was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. First team all-conference, but as Jay has mentioned, the one thing about Josh Jackson is how well will he score? How will the shooting come along? He's a terrific athlete, motivated competitor all the time, plays hard all the time.
Oh, he's a stud. He's a freak athlete that happens to be very skilled. I think he's the best wing defender in this draft. He can guard 1 through 4. He's a very good wing passer, good vision. He can drive it left. He can drive it right. Excellent in transition. You can throw lobs to him. He can play above the rim.
Kings about to make their pick. The reason they're picking fifth, the result of the 76ers Kings deal. Sixers exercised their right to swap picks. Sixers went third. Now the Kings going fifth. Here's Adam Silver.
With the 5th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select De'Aaron Fox from the University of Kentucky.
There's old John Calipari, who's now produced a top 10 NBA pick in each of his last 10 seasons. And De'Aaron Fox, after a single season at Kentucky in which he was terrific, goes 5th overall to Sacramento. Led the SEC in assists. He is a speed demon, and he has a magnetic personality. During recruiting with Kentucky, players were drawn to wanting to play with De'Aaron Fox. So he is the type of leader, type of personality that you would like to do something for the Kings, who haven't been in the playoffs since 2006.
Can I differ with you on one thing?
What's that?
He didn't produce them. He recruited them.
Okay, he recruited him. That's right.
He helped them and recruited them, but he didn't produce them.
Point taken, Mr. Semantics. Now please continue, if you will.
Well, De'Aaron Fox is the fastest player in the draft. If this were a race, he would have won this thing. Yeah, he's John Wall fast. He just doesn't have a John Wall body. An excellent defender. He gets steals and deflections. He's very good on the ball.
With the 6th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Jonathan Isaac from Florida State University.
That'll be a pretty short move for Jonathan from Tallahassee down to Orlando. Athletic, skilled guy. You know, he grew 8 inches over the course of his high school career. Now, listen to me closely, especially you, Billis. I'm not saying he's Anthony Davis. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, being a smaller guy for a long time growing up, learning how to play guard, and then getting tall later in his career, there are some similarities in that aspect in the skill set that he could potentially bring to Orlando. Did I cover my bases well enough for you
did.
there?
That was, I didn't mean to throw you off your game like this. You're very sensitive. The sensitive Reese Davis, but Jonathan Isaac, obviously you can see he is rail thin. I mean, I don't think he even weighs 210 pounds right now, but he is very skilled, and he's a fluid shooter and a very mobile athlete that runs with really long strides, and he's got defensive versatility. He can block shots. He's got the athletic ability to guard multiple positions when he gets into the NBA and gets a little bit stronger, and he does need to get stronger.
For the Chicago Bulls.
With the 7th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Lauri Markkanen from Jyväskylä, Finland, and the University of Arizona.
And Lauri Markkanen becomes the first Finnish-born player ever to be drafted in the first round. His dad, Pekka, played a season at Kansas and then played overseas. This guy was a guy who was in love with basketball from the earliest age. Drove everybody in the neighborhood in Finland crazy about playing early in the morning, late at night. They finally made the rule, no basketball before 7 a.m. or after 10 p.m. Terrific shooter, big guys you mentioned, Jay. What with the next pick?
With the 8th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Frank Ntilikina from Strasbourg, France, in SIG basket.
Frank Ntilikina from France. He turned pro at the age of 15, and a much more positive reaction in the building, perhaps learning from the Kristaps Porzingis reaction a couple of years ago. Is Ntilikina, who is still in the middle of his French League playoffs, in fact will leave in the wee hours this morning to get back for a decisive Game 5 in the playoffs, but wanted to be here for this moment. And the Knicks, because they go their own way all the time, they end the run on freshmen at the beginning of the draft. Although I guess Ntilikina, if he played college ball, would be about the same age anyway, right?
He would be a freshman, yeah.
So Ntilikina going to the New York Knicks. He's the MVP at the FIBA Under-18 Championships. Averaged about 15 points, 4 assists per game. Got some microphone and announce.
Got to go after that 48-inch vertical.
With the 9th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Dennis Smith Jr. from North Carolina State University.
Dennis Smith Jr. was the freshman of the year in the ACC, averaged better than 18 points per game. We were talking about him earlier tonight. He had a knee injury in high school, came back last year and played well for a North Carolina State team that did not meet the expectations. Dennis Smith Jr., an explosive athlete. They do question his effort from time to time, at least in terms of consistency, but now he's going to the Mavericks, their first top 10 pick.
The 10th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Zach Collins from Gonzaga University.
Zach Collins was instrumental in Gonzaga's terrific run all the way to the national championship game, in which they lost to North Carolina, and Collins was sensational. This is a guy who didn't start until his senior year in high school, Jay, but he's a guy that is highly skilled. You believe maybe among those guys he sat behind in high school, he's going to end up being the best player of the bunch.
Oh, when he was in high school at Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, he was with Steven Zimmerman and Chase Jeter. So he wasn't the best player in his high school team. He wasn't the best player in his college team, but he's the best prospect out of all of them. He's a two-way player that's got NBA...